For our shark hat, we'll be using 3 gray 260s, each with about an inch or so uninflated on the end. I've got 2 white 160s with about 6 or 7 inches uninflated on the ends of each of those, and then a green 5-inch round. I've inflated this to about 2 to 2.5 inches and trimmed it really close. We're going to start with our gray 260s. Grab one of them, your first one. And I'm going to use this one because I've trimmed the end, well, maybe it's this one. There we go. I've trimmed the end really close on this one. This one's going to be the base for the hat, so what you do is just measure around the person's head, either child or whatever, and then cross it over about an inch and then lock it in like that. We'll need that in a minute to attach something else. Now what you want to do, where you've got the part where their head goes in, measure across about a little wider than their forehead, the width of their head, and then twist off a little bubble here in this, just like that, so you get a D effect with the hat part. Then you're going to take the other and I'm going to squeeze the air out to the end of it, softening it, and then I'm going to pull a little bubble off the end and then lock that into the other side to secure it in place. So that's the base of the hat. Now we're going to take this top piece here and divide it into 2 equal bubbles, just like that. And then also we're going to do the same for the back that goes around the back of their head, find the very back of it. And divide that into 2 equal bubbles as well. And then set that aside for a moment. Grab one of our other 260s, and what we're going to do with this one is we're going to just tie it into a circle, tie the 2 ends together. I'm going to trim that. And then once you've got it tied into a circle, take and find the other side, untwist it into 2 equal bubbles so that you've got the 2 bends there. Now take one of them, one of the connecting points, connect it on one side of your hat base. Take the other, connect it to the other side. This is where those bubbles sticking out come in handy. And then these 2 sticking out the front are going to be the shark's mouth. This will be the top of his head and then around to the back. And again, for each of these 2 here, you want to take and divide them into 2 equal bubbles as well. So just twist it there. We'll need that for attaching this teeth in a minute. I'm going to try to get them even as best we can. There we go. Do the same with the other. Just like that. There we go. Now we're going to take our final gray 260, and starting with the end of it, we want to make a little small 1/2 inch bubble and then make that into a pinch twist. And now coming to our hat, turn it sideways. This is the back. The head's going to go in here. Here's that top piece, and then our 2 jaws. You want to come to this one sticking out in the front here. That's going to be the top jaw. Take your pinch twist, twist it into that, locking that in place. Now we're going to come from there to the top of his head, and according to how you do this, we'll give him the shape. I like to push it forward just a little bit, and then where that's going to connect, twist that, and then just wrap that around there, pulling it through his head to attach that, and then come back to the back of his head, and where we had that twist there, measure that in just like that, wrap it around to lock it, and squeeze the air out to the end where it's almost to the end of it. You've got just enough left to grab, and then looking in the front, here's the front of his jaw, and the top of his head is here. We're going to bring that little bit of nipple you have left there and twist it in around the top of his head there, just like that. Lock it in. This is going to be his fin, so I'll just come back about 2/3 of the way back and put a twist in there and get that lock in there. There we go. And that gives his fin some shape, and you can see how it's starting to take on the look of the shark here. We're going to grab our 5-inch round, divide it into 2 bubbles to make his eyes, just like that. And then I'm going to put these in up here at the very top and just attach them and spin them around once there to lock them in place. That gives our shark some eyes up there. And then we're going to take our 2 white 160s, and what we're going to do is, starting at each of these corner points, we're going to go make a string of pearls that runs up the jaw, connects to that, and then back down, and then we'll do the same for his bottom. So take and connect it into one of these bubbles on the side of his mouth here, and then just make a string of pearls that's going to run all the way up till you get to that point in the middle where we put that pinch twist. Now you'll notice the top jaw has a pinch twist, the bottom doesn't. So what will happen when we do our bottom jaw is we'll put a pinch twist out of one of these pearls there. So I'm going to go till I connect here, and you can see how we get his teeth. Now rather than have you watch me make 4 more strings of pearls, we're going to pause for a second, and I'll be back momentarily. Okay, now I've completed the top, the second string of pearls come back around. I'm going to attach this in. I just wanted you to see this, what I'm going to do here. I'm going to attach this into that other side, then we'll just pop this excess off. Secure that loose end. Go ahead and tie this one. And you can see how he's got his top teeth. Now we're going to pause again, and I'm going to attach the string of pearls to the bottom jaw. I'll be back just in a moment. And there, now that we have all of our teeth in place, our shark hat is complete. I've drawn the eyes on there. The person's head will fit in there, and then when they're wearing it, they'll be looking through this opening in the bottom jaw there, and they're ready to go. The shark hat.